To win, he's got to stick to that jab quickly, establish it, and then start hacking away at the body. Inside kick, low kick. He's got to force Cormier to take him down, because whether on his back or on top, the War Master is dangerous. And if you see this man on top of you raining down punches, you know what's coming next. That's the sideshow. He's finished off all the heavyweights with this move. I think he's going to try to put it on tonight.
Pat Miletich joining me now. And Pat, obviously Daniel Cormier, a feel-good story coming in as a replacement for Alistair Overeem, shocking the entire world, knocking out Antonio Bigfoot Silva, improving to 9-0 in his relatively embryonic MMA career. He told us during the fighter meetings that he's really never been in a fight. I think he's going to be in a fight tonight.
Right, and I think the world of Daniel Cormier. He's an exceptional athlete and a special person, and he told me one time, he said, Pat, I've never had my butt handed to me in a wrestling match or in a mixed martial arts fight. And to avoid getting his butt handed to him tonight by Josh Thompson, there's some details he better pay attention to. In Daniel Cormier's fight tonight against Josh Barnett, he needs to use his wrestling prowess. Daniel Cormier needs to grab those kicks of Josh Barnett, dump him on his back, or at least off-balance him so he can follow up with his own attacks. Being a great wrestler, he can decide where this fight goes, and he also possesses great power in both hands. Being able to use feints and fakes and keep Barnett confused on whether they are wrestling or grappling or striking at a certain time in the fight is going to enable Cormier to pull out victory here tonight.
Well, earlier tonight, we asked you to predict the results for tonight's Heavyweight Grand Prix final. Here is how you voted. 49% favored Josh Barnett via submission, and 33% though for Daniel Cormier via KO. Really not surprised if you were going to pick Josh Barnett. I guess it would be via submission. He is a catch wrestling specialist.
Well, and Barnett, yes, is a great submission guy, and that's the most likely way he's going to win. And people are smart. The fans are smart. Cormier by KO, he is that type of heavyweight that Barnett has always had problems with.
All right, speaking of Mr. Cormier, he is definitely someone who has risen to every challenge put in front of him. Tonight, the 33-year-old Olympian faces the biggest test of his blossoming MMA career as he attempts to win his first major belt in just his 10th professional bout. And despite being just 1 year older, Josh Barnett has 3 times more experience than Cormier when it comes to mixed martial arts. He's been the top dog before, and while his bark is second to none, his bite is his might.
Why do I think I'm going to beat him? For the same reason I think I'm going to beat everybody. Because I'm the baddest son of a bitch there is.
If Josh called me the future has to be now. I don't look to another day and say my time's going to come.
Daniel Cormier is a celebrated Olympic wrestler. He's a battle-trained veteran. By no means can you overlook Daniel Cormier. You do that,
uppercut, down goes Silva. Cormier has done it.
You're going to end up face down on the canvas, knocked out.
Josh Barnett is a tough guy, well-rounded, has 1 fight standing, won a lot of fights with submissions, and obviously he's a wrestler. His accomplishments go on and on, as you expect from a guy that's been fighting since 1997.
This has the makings for a real final stage for the big grand finale.
Tonight is my graduation night. I graduate to the highest level of this sport, and I become a champion for the first time in my career in a major organization. I can't wait. I'm excited.
As long as I breathe and my heart pumps blood, and I can still make a fist, man, I can destroy anybody.
And now, please welcome to the cage, the 2-time U.S. Olympian, the undefeated Daniel Cormier.
Daniel Cormier lives by the words his mother shared with him in light of all the tragedy he has had to endure over the years, including bearing a baby daughter. God only gives you what you can handle. Well, tonight, he will have to handle his stiffest test ever in the form of War Master Josh Barnett.
Yeah, like I said, I think the world of this guy, but he is head and shoulders above almost every guy that's ever gotten into this sport in terms of wrestling credentials and knowledge, and it's even more rare a guy like this has absorbed striking as quickly as he has. He's a very dangerous guy in a lot of ways.
I just love Daniel Cormier's spirit, who he is as a person, and then to see him fight and take on MMA like the way he has, it's just inspirational. And you know, this was a guy that was bullied as a kid at school, who took up wrestling to help protect himself.
They created the monster.
He told us that he is in the best place he has been mentally ever. On March 4th of this year, his daughter Marquita joined his 14-month-old son Daniel Jr. He's now on the cusp of becoming the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix champion in just his 10th professional fight. And we have seen the constant evolution as a mixed martial artist. His wrestling background second to none, but he really has embraced all of the facets of MMA, taking to it like that moth to a flame.
And now, here is the international MMA star and the former world champion, Josh the War Master Barnett.
Josh Barnett encompasses the term sports entertainer. While dabbling in professional wrestling, there is no doubt that when he steps in a ring or cage for a mixed martial arts battle, it is all legit. The ultimate entertainer while still being a top fighter, going through Brett Rogers and Sergey Hermatonov in this tournament, courtesy of the catch wrestling side choke. And yet, really, a lot of his memorable battles have had to take place in Japan because of a checkered past here in North America. Issues with performance-enhancing drugs and athletic commissions. He wants to put that all behind him, and by the way, he continues to maintain his innocence. Tonight, he can reclaim that legacy here in America. He wants to prove that he is indeed the baddest man in the heavyweight division.
Well, either way, he has been the baddest man before, and he wants to be tonight. One thing about Josh Barnett, when you fight him, you know you have to inflict massive amounts of damage to beat him.
You know, he's really bumped up his training, and particularly for his kicks on this one. He opened up his kicking style and started training in savate, adding different angles, different styles, and different kicks that he thinks Cormier has never seen before.
And I think we see in his body language not only the respect for his opponent, but knowing full well what is at stake for his legacy. Very pensive, very purposeful in his walk to the cage. Not all about the entertainment here. This is all about business.
It is time for business.
Again, calling his fights in Japan when he made it to the final of the 2006 Pride Fighting Championships Openweight Grand Prix, losing in the final to Mirko Krokop, a former UFC heavyweight champion, a one-night Super Brawl champion where he went through 3 opponents, and now one win away from becoming the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix champion.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for these two going for the Grand Prix championship. It is Daniel Cormier, who is 1 year younger than Barnett, but Barnett is 4.5 inches taller. Barnett weighed in 10 pounds heavier at weigh-in time, showing he's in shape, though, because he's usually heavier, and a massive 7-inch reach advantage for Barnett.
And now for the official introductions for tonight's main event, the incomparable Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HP Pavilion as Strikeforce and Showtime present the featured bout of the evening. We are sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. The chairman is John Frierson, executive officer George Dodd. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 5 5-minute rounds for the finals of the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix Tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and MMA fans joining us around the world, live from San Jose, California, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 5 feet 10.5 inches, he weighed in at 238 pounds. With a world-renowned background in wrestling, his MMA record stands at an unblemished 9 wins, no losses, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout and 3 by submission. fighting out of San Jose, California, by way of Lafayette, Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the two-time U.S. Olympian and the current undefeated Strikeforce World Grand Prix finalist, introducing Daniel Cormier. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 3 inches, he weighed in at 248 pounds. With a background in professional wrestling, he is undefeated in the past 6 years with a record of 31 wins, 5 losses, with 7 knockouts and 19 submissions to his credit. From Fullerton, California, please welcome the acclaimed Pride veteran and the former UFC heavyweight world champion, introducing Josh, the War Master Barnett. And our referee in charge now to give instructions, Josh Rosenthal.
Gentlemen. All right, gentlemen, read over your instructions. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands all times. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, go back, let's do this.
It began with 8 of the best heavyweights on the planet. The pre-tournament favorites, Fyodor Emelianenko, Alistair Overeem are gone. The final 2 men standing, Josh Barnett and Daniel Cormier, about to get it on for the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix Championship. One of the best referees in the business, Josh Rosenthal, the 3rd man in the cage, Barnett in the red gloves, Cormier in the blue gloves. We are underway with tonight's main event.
Barnett's got a long, fast jab with that 7-inch reach advantage. Cormier's got to move that head or parry quickly.
Well, I think Barnett understands he needs to set the pace early in this and try and stick and hurt Cormier.
And don't be surprised if you see a lot more kicks out of Josh Barnett. Has been training a lot in the French kickboxing art of savate, Pat.
Yeah, and he's got nasty kicks to begin with.
Cormier, though, taking it to Barnett with his striking again. American Kickboxing Academy is where he has learned his striking skills and putting it on display here early in round 1. Boy, no feeling out process. These guys are going right at it. Kick from Cormier.
Cormier's wrestling balance is so solid, and when he throws those punches, it's like he's rooted to the ground.
And did you see the power in that snap down? He moved Barnett hard with that.
Yeah, he snapped him down and kneed him in the face, and I think he hurt the War Master with that strike. Cormier standing in the pocket, now moving. Barnett coming forward. Barnett, a catch wrestling specialist, but also has knockout power, although strikers have been his Achilles heel in the past, the likes of Pedro Hizzo and Mirko Krokop, and now Daniel Cormier, but Barnett back with a right, but Cormier comes back with 2 more. Body shot.
Looking for that liver, man, and that snap down again sent Barnett flying, and he did it again.
I like how he's snapping it down, throwing that counter hook right over the top.
Knee to the body by Barnett. Very patient, very composed, very focused is Daniel Cormier in the striking area.
I haven't seen those leg kicks out of Barnett yet.
He attempted a body kick early, fell on his gluteus maximus, and now gets rocked again with a couple of combinations. The crowd chanting DC. Daniel Cormier making his home now here in San Jose. Nice knee to the belly.
I thought we'd see Barnett just ripping big power kicks into the body, trying to get Cormier to either catch him or push through him or check him.
So far, Cormier negating the reach advantage of Barnett.
Nasty elbow by Barnett, sliding that elbow right over the top.
There we go.
Oh. 2 minutes left here in the opening round. Battle of the big boys here for the Heavyweight Grand Prix Championship. Daniel Cormier now in a clinch with Josh Barnett. And Cormier going to the body and upstairs. showcasing that striking prowess and really getting the better of Barnett in these exchanges.
Doing a nice job changing his targets all over the body of Barnett.
He's very fast.
And that's what he thought would be the difference. His speed, his athleticism.
That's something that Barnett needs to take advantage of because of the speed of Cormier. He needs to start moving his head when Cormier throws and throw at the same time. Trying to catch him coming in.
Triples up with the left hand. Minute 11 now left in the opening round. They collide momentarily. Daniel Cormier with the front kick. Cormier's never been taken down in his Strikeforce career. Of course, a wrestler out of Oklahoma State, 2004 Olympian where he won 4th. Was the captain of the 2008 team but was pulled from competition due to kidney failure. And now here on the verge of becoming Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion as again they clinch, and there's a push kick from Cormier.
You see, and when they're locked up, how quickly Cormier changes angles and gets Barnett off balance, so he can't use his size.
Oh, and he lands a 1-2 right on the nose. Last 30 seconds of the round. Cormier's look sharp in the striking department. Now Barnett, though, gives him a taste of his own power. Cormier's face showing the pain. Pinning Barnett along the fence in the final 12 seconds of the first frame.
Those knees were one of the weapons he wanted to use.
Round 1 is in the books.
I think Cormier did a great job overall, though. Even though he got caught at the end of that round, I think he stayed busy, did a great job of keeping Barnett off balance, and won that round.
Cormier just leading strong with punches. I did not expect him to come out so confident and so tight in the pocket there, just unleashing. You know, Barnett's doing a great job of blocking, but he's using his forearms and he's using his elbows, and he's kind of leaving his body exposed in other areas. He's certainly coming back with some very nice and dangerous blows like that flying elbow.
Yeah, Cormier's doing a good job of moving his head also. Cormier's changing levels a lot. See how he ducked underneath and came right back with the straight right.
Very impressive display of his striking. It's unbelievable. You know, began as a wrestler, 10 fights, but Barnett comes on strong in the last few seconds of the round. Cormier outlanding Barnett in that opening round when it comes to punches, 31-15, but here's Barnett with a nice right hand and a knee to finish off the frame. So round 2 now underway as referee Josh Rosenthal making sure everything is copacetic, calls for the bell, and we are underway with the second round.
Cormier's got a target on his left eye now. Big old bruise from that knee.
I know Javier Mendez and Bob Cook had to be very pleased with what they saw from Daniel Cormier, especially when it came to the striking in that opening round, and he continues to tee off on Barnett here in the early stages of round 2.
I tell you what, Cormier hits extremely hard with a lot of speed and power, and Barnett's taking him.
Fingers, guys.
And when it comes to striking in that first 5 minutes, here is what we saw in terms of Daniel Cormier landing. Or 24-56 for Barnett, 40 of 83. So both of them having a good success rate, but Cormier just landing more.
Barnett doing a little better job this round so far, counter-punching on Cormier.
Yeah, I feel like he's loosening up a little bit, like he's a little bit tight that first round. And we saw that when he went against Sergey Kharitonov. A little tight, took a few shots, and then he got his game going.
Barnett with the knee, backing up Cormier. Cormier doing a good job of moving away from the cage, taking the center of the cage again. Very patient, showing a lot of maturity, a little mouse now beginning to form under the left eye of Cormier.
And that's something that Barnett does really well right there. You just saw he touches down that right hand and punches right over the top, catches you coming in.
Barnett coming in much better shape as well. He weighed 261 when he fought Kharitonov at the weigh-in. He came in at the weigh-in yesterday at 248.
Yeah, much lighter. He's obviously worked very hard and eaten right.
Outside leg kick to the lead leg by Barnett. Comes in, delivers a knee. Cormier snaps his head down momentarily, turning the tables here. Wants to put Barnett on the fence and lands a right uppercut.
Beautiful short uppercut from the clinch.
Oh, body shot, straight from the body with that right hand. Changing levels, Cormier looking for the takedown. Barnett, very tough to take down as well, but I spoke too soon. Runs the pipe, and now Barnett's on his back, but again, Barnett very comfortable on the ground.
Yeah, and if Cormier wants you on the ground, most likely you're going to end up there.
Watch the fingers in the face, Daniel.
Just past the midway point of the round, Josh Rosenthal warning Cormier about the fingers in the face and the eyes.
Now watch Josh to turn his hips out, put a foot on the hip, start becoming active through here. This is where he does not want to stay into Daniel Cormier, because Daniel Cormier is just going to counter wrestle and ground and pound. He's not going to try to do anything else.
19 of Barnett's 31 career wins have come via submission. Cormier has finished 7 of his 9 professional bouts inside the distance.
Cormier's wrestling experience is coming into play here, not only holding him down, but trying to control inside and being able to throw those short elbows and punches. See how he digs back inside with his arms. That's just what he'd be doing in wrestling.
Good leg triangle choke position. Cormier straightens his back, postures up. Not even close.
Barnett got hurt badly with that elbow. It really stung him.
One of the things that Cormier said is he wants to absolutely avoid the half guard of Josh Barnett. There he goes, leg lock attempt. He's trying to turn around. Cormier's got it blocked with his left arm straight out there. He's stopping the hips from coming around.
Well,
he's got to be careful.
He might be going for the arm, yeah.
Barnett looking for the arm, the leg, and Cormier with the presence of mind to get out of the way. Now back into the guard as Barnett's face beginning to look like the proverbial crimson mask, and he is having problems with his eye. Final 55 seconds of the second round. Daniel Cormier in top position on the veteran Josh Barnett.
Yeah, those elbows of Cormier have busted Barnett up, and it showed in the expression of Barnett's face, the last hard one he got hit with.
Barnett trying to control the posture of Cormier, but now the open guard, now he closes the guard again in the final 30 seconds. Short elbow strike from Cormier. He's done a good job of busting up Barnett's face with those elbows.
Yeah, and he's paying the price by not being able to control inside position with arms. Cormier has been dominant with that while they've been on the ground, and he's tearing Barnett up with those elbows because of it.
Got advanced position.
You are watching the Strike Force Heavyweight World Grand Prix here in San Jose. Daniel Cormier, Josh Barnett for all the marbles as we head to round 3. Cain Velasquez, former UFC heavyweight champion, watching Daniel Cormier's AKA teammate in action. He will be in action a week from tonight at the all-heavyweight pay-per-view the UFC is putting on May 26th against Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
You cannot let him take you down like that again.
Well, the takedown was, well, it was the key to this round, I think, because Cormier, once he got that leg, just really stripped up Barnett out and threw him on his back, and then from this guard position, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, and he did a nice job of blocking with his other leg and tripping Barnett's other foot with his other leg.
Yeah, and keeping in this position, tighten the guard, bringing those short elbows. That's what's cutting Josh, and that's what's also keeping him a little frightened to move out of that position, because every time he moves out, he gets a good whack, and he can't protect himself.
Risking a lot of damage going for those submissions.
Cormier landed Barnett in ground strikes 22-3 after 10 minutes. How do you see the fight, Pat?
I see Cormier up 2 rounds to 0 right now.
And Cormier now has that mouse under the left eye. Barnett's face is busted up, so they are in a battle here heading into round 3.
Gentlemen, fight.
Barnett in the red gloves, Cormier in the blue gloves. Barnett comes forward immediately, backs Cormier up momentarily. Cormier ducking down.
Oh, nice angle change, counter strike.
Josh has that tendency to turn his hip and lean over to his left and then throw the right when his hip's already turned in, so he loses power on his right hand when he does that. I think he's looking to defensively throw punches.
Barnett changes levels. He's looking for the takedown now. Was going for the single, trying the double, but Cormier says, no, I will have none of that. I will put my overhooks in and keep you from taking me down, good sir.
That's about as close as anybody's been to taking Cormier down in this sport.
And Cormier is really vulnerable to knees right here. This is a great position for Barnett just to start marching up his body. That's what he hurt him with last time.
Good escape by Cormier, getting away from the cage. Looks like we might have a wardrobe malfunction. I think Cormier was worried about it as well, pulling up those britches. 3:56 left here in the third round. A nice series of lefts from Cormier. Barnett coming forward, inside low leg kick. Body shot. I like how Cormier ducks down, like you say, with the angles, goes to the left, and then just flashes that jab.
It's beautiful. And with his compactness and explosion, he just has tremendous power when he comes off the ground. I was going to say a high switch kick would be really nice from Josh Barnett right now.
Cormier acting like a matador as he avoided the rushing bull. Barnett now the high crotch flip and a slam takedown by Cormier. Wow!
Had the single leg running the pipe. Barnett defended it, and he went high in the crotch and just hoisted him up and dumped him. Beautiful.
Into side control. What a takedown by Cormier.
This is the worst place you can be with a great wrestler. When they're cross sides, they get you here. They are tough to get out of there.
Cormier continues to grind away on Barnett with those elbow strikes. Barnett trying to escape this position on his back.
That left arm of Barnett is pivotal right here. See how he's digging that underhook in to come back up.
And a nice reversal by Barnett, but right into the guillotine choke attempt by Cormier. And Barnett escapes easily. So really was unable to reap much in terms of dividends when it came to a dramatic takedown into side control against the catch wrestling specialist, Josh Barnett.
Sick explosiveness.
Ooh, left head kick there, grazing the cheek of Cormier.
Hey guys, you talk about the opponents that Josh Barnett has picked. Nobody has picked him up like that and thrown him on the ground.
Daniel Cormier just did here in the final of the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix. Mauro Ranallo along with Frank Shamrock and Pat Miletich and Heidi Androl, our entire Showtime Sports crew. We hope you're enjoying the action. Strikeforce back in its home of San Jose, California on Showtime. Pace beginning to slow down a bit again. The two heavyweights going at it. Cormier looking to continue to pick apart Barnett. Barnett trying to avoid the strikes.
Cormier's just simply doing a wonderful job of stalking him, staying out of his range and exploding in when he needs to, getting him off balance and tagging him with good shots.
Ooh, Cormier almost
made a bit of a knee there.
Into the knee, but was looking for the takedown, avoided the brunt of that blow. 1:19 left in the round. Right head kick by Cormier hurts Barnett, and Cormier now beginning to go in for that kill, unloading the strikes, knees to Barnett. Barnett in trouble along the fence, but then comes back with an uppercut of his own. A minute left in the round.
You don't expect a guy that's 5'10" to land a shin bone against your head when you're as tall as Barnett is. Here he's going up in the air.
Got his back.
Going for a ride.
And maybe looking to take a page out of Barnett's playbook. He's known for those belly-to-back German suplexes. Cormier looking to add to his highlight reel.
Don't forget about the rolling knee bar.
Fingers on the fence, Josh. Fingers on the fence.
Barnett,
30 seconds left in the round.
Trying to get around that head and arm, trying to get around that shoulder.
Cormier with the waist cinch, but unable to take Barnett down. With 15 seconds left in the round, Daniel Cormier continues to assert himself impressively here in this championship bout. He wasn't even in the tournament when it began, but one of the hottest prospects in MMA made full opportunity, took advantage of his opportunities, and now, after 3 rounds, seems to be well on his way. And Robert the Ghost Guerrero, who you can see on Showtime July 28th against Selçuk Aydin, enjoying the action cage side.
Well, this has got to be seen at least one more time. Just to lead in with combinations and then pick that hip up. The strength that it takes to do this.
Yeah, and it comes down to having beautiful technique also. He's obviously freak strong, but beautiful. He's running the pipe, and then he changes, gets his hips in deep. You can lift a lot with your hips and legs. He knows how to do it well. He's done it his whole life, and launched a 250-pound man up into the air like he was nothing.
And, of course, Daniel Cormier, also a pro wrestling fan. He was trying to go for the 3 count there, not legal in MMA.
Few kicks out of Daniel Cormier, and the one that landed just rocked him, man. I thought I'd see a few more kicks out of Daniel Cormier on this one, like when he fought Munson. That one was well timed, and it was stoned Barnett.
Into the championship round 4 and round 3. Cormier doubling up Barnett in total strikes landed, 22-11. The 4th round is underway. The two-touch gloves. The War Master coming forward in the red gloves. Cormier in the blue gloves. Outside leg kick by Barnett. And I don't know if I've ever seen Barnett's face look like it does right now. Cormier has busted him up with his striking, but now it's Barnett's turn, landing a knee to the head.
He was being smart because Cormier leans to his right a lot, so he led with the punches and followed with that knee to that side and caught him.
And I think the last time Barnett looked like this was at the hands of Mirko Krokop in 2006 in the Pride Fighting Championships Open Weight Grand Prix.
You're right, though, Pat. That punch, marching knee combination, very effective.
Needs to do it more, try and cut Cormier or daze him, and then try and pour it on after that.
Cormier comes in again with a left hook.
What Cormier does so well is he mixes up his attack. One minute he's punching, he's throwing kicks. He's faking a double leg, throwing a punch, and then hitting a single leg into a crotch lift. You don't know what's coming next from him. He's very versatile in a short period of time in his career.
Uppercut. Quick exchange. Barnett now looking to flash the jab, misses with the overhand right. 3:30 left, left head kick by Cormier.
That was
blocked by the arm. And right head kick, so he is mixing it up. Left head kick, right head kick. Body upstairs. Cormier just showcasing all of his striking diversity, and Barnett now bull rushes him, puts a knee in the midsection. Cormier pummeling along the fence.
Barnett got to knee that thigh right here.
Fingers in the face, gentlemen.
You know, when Cormier wants to move and get off the cage, he does it so effortlessly. Great footwork, great technique, great leverage.
Spinning back fist misses by Barnett. Cormier again comes in. Tries to land the combos and immediately backs up. Barnett now coming forward, misses with a right cross.
The movement of Cormier has given Barnett problems on where to throw his punches. That's why he's not able to put full steam on most of them. Very tentative.
Cormier goes in for the shoot and then pops off a right hand and now goes in again for the takedown attempt. Securing the left leg. Wanting to run that pipe on the big Barnett. Wow. Barnett, though, goes down looking for that knee bar, I think. Yep. Frank, he was looking for the rolling knee bar, but now has Barnett, or excuse me, Cormier in top position.
Got to get that leg through the center of Cormier's legs.
Barnett looking for the leg.
Leg position.
Going for a knee pinch. He's going
Cormier's got to keep spinning.
That's a cross-side heel hook.
Barnett looking to pull off the submission win. Cormier escapes. And he's probably lucky that it's a minute 33 left in the 4th round. It's the big boys, and there's plenty of perspiration on their bodies. Barnett threatening, but Cormier ends up back in his closed guard.
I think Cormier shaved his legs for this. He's slipping right out of stuff. That was a beautiful, beautiful chain going for those leg locks by Barnett.
And Cormier said that was his biggest concern. He didn't know enough about him, but he knew he needed to get out of him.
Cormier's corner, a.k.a. imploring him to deliver short elbow strikes, where, of course, he's done the majority of his damage to the visage of Barnett. 52 seconds left in this 4th round. The Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix Tournament reaching its conclusion here tonight. And Daniel Cormier looking to firmly put himself on the map. Barnett saying, you know what? Cormier has a bright future. Cormier telling us his future is now, and boy, he's really looking to prove that so far in this fight.
Doing a great job of it so far, making a heck of a statement.
And the blood flowing from the face of Barnett.
I think his nose got busted up pretty good.
What used to be his nose. As there's the knee strike. Cormier backed up to the fence. 13 seconds left in the round.
Leaning into that knee again. Barnett's wising up to it.
Here at the HP Pavilion in San Jose, we're headed to the 5th and final round of the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix.
Sit down. Breathe for me. Let's go. Give me some big air. Big air. Up your nose, out the mouth. Slow it down.
Striking by Cormier, which has been just short and brutal and constant, and after and before everything. The uppercut has been a tremendous blow for him. He really is trying everything out there. Kick, wrestle.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of mixing up his attack. Here's the high kicks. I tell you what, a guy that's 5'10" throwing head kicks on a tall guy like Barnett, pretty impressive stuff. You got to be pretty flexible.
Here's a takedown attempt where Josh was going for a bit of a shoulder lock, but that leg trip ripped everything out, put him in the side mount position again. He went right to the leg lock, which put him in leg position and got Cormier scrambling like crazy.
Yeah, and that's the most dangerous position. As you well know, Frank, having your leg across their body on the wrong side, that's when you're most in danger. Cormier was able to get out of that. Good thing, because he would have been in trouble.
The 5th and final round. Daniel Cormier broke his right hand in knocking out Antonio Silva. Re-broke it last December, but showing no ill effects here so far tonight when it comes to his striking. And the two warriors shake hands as we are set. Round 5. Josh Barnett in the red gloves, Daniel Cormier in the blue gloves.
I need you first, DC. I need you first.
And Pat, really, we are on the verge of seeing the arrival of a bona fide heavyweight contender in Daniel Cormier so far tonight, being able to take the fight to Josh Barnett, a decorated veteran of the sport.
Yeah, he's beating one of the top 3 to 5 heavyweights in the world, former world champion in several organizations. Barnett is an incredible fighter, and Cormier in just his 10th fight is getting it done.
Time.
Now, Cormier had a slip on the water over there. I told Rosenthal there's water over there.
No.
They're going to take a break.
Smart. You don't want to slip and fall down and have Josh Barnett on top of you.
All right, Josh. Gentlemen, come in. Fight.
Where's Barnett?
I need you to be in first. You gotta throw. You gotta throw.
With the recent upheaval in the heavyweight division, all the changes going on at UFC 146, this Daniel Cormier really putting in a Stars-born performance and really looking to turn the division on its ear, Pat.
Yeah, and all the heavyweights that have trained with him at AKA, and there is a long list of great heavyweights over there, like Cain Velasquez. They know how tough this guy is. He is an incredible heavyweight.
But never count out Josh Barnett, a veteran, 3 times more experience than Cormier, a champion in pancrase in the UFC, star in Japan, in various organizations, and now wanting to reclaim his status as one of the best American mixed martial artists ever. A tournament victory would definitely help him do that, but it's here in San Jose, it's all DC, the chants from the crowd at the Shark Tank. Left hand from Barnett. And so far, it looks like Barnett's been attacked by a shark here. Daniel Cormier just really picking him apart. 2:55 left in the fight.
And I think Cormier knows he's up on the cards. He's being smart right now. He's being reserved. Barnett's got to do something crazy at this point.
Now, this is when you start digging deep. There's some of those holds that, you know, people don't know anymore.
Midway through the final round, Josh Barnett has to dig down deep into his bag of tricks here if he wants to pull out the victory. Daniel Cormier still light on his feet here in the 5th round.
At this
left
point,
and right.
Barnett has got to cut him off. He's following him around the ring. He's got to cut off the ring, and he's got to go on the attack and try and land something big.
There's a nice 1-2 combination put together by Cormier. His striking is just unbelievable from where it started to where it is now. And in a relatively short period of time, Pat, you know yourself, training champions, having been a champion, missing with a spinning back fist. It takes years to perfect striking. Now, Cormier with a takedown. Just how impressed are you with his overall striking here tonight?
Well, I think what really is the key is his style of wrestling, the way he wrestled. There's a big left.
Again, this time Barnett able to stay on his feet.
It's the way he wrestled, his fleet-footed style. He was very explosive, very quick wrestler. It lends itself to understanding striking because he understands angles and being quick and explosive.
The final minute, 11 seconds of this fight. The final minute, now 5 seconds of the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix. Who is going to emerge with the title? Undefeated upstart Daniel Cormier looking to go 10-0, or Josh the War Master Barnett, who wants to add another accolade to his hardware collection?
Cormier content to hang out here and keep him against the cage. He knows he's got it won. Barnett needs to do something.
42 seconds.
Got to fight your heart out to get off that cage and get something going. Got double unders, needs to move now.
Cormier just leaning on him.
Those hips are in heavy.
Watch the head, watch the head.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Barnett can, DC let him out of there.
On a Saturday, May 19th, 2012, in the final of the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix, I do believe a star has been born in Daniel Cormier. And Cormier's family and friends on their feet, clapping for his performance here tonight. We're going to the judges' scorecards. Pat, how do you score this fight?
Clean slate for Cormier. Cruised through, controlled the entire fight. Amazing performance out of Cormier. His composure with only 10 professional fights, it shows the experience high-level wrestling has done for him, to be honest with you.
I mean, just what he's accomplished in 10 fights is extraordinary. The people he's beaten, the things he's faced, in his life, the things he's faced are extraordinary. That he goes in there and still competes.
When you've been through what he's been through, I think it lends itself to, if you make it through it, being great.
Both warriors showing the vestiges of what was a tough battle here tonight, but for Daniel Cormier, total strikes landed 126 for Barnett, 80, and Barnett being looked after by one of the preeminent cut men in the business, Jacob Stitch Duran.
Lots of highlights from the last round. You know, the boys tired a little bit, but it didn't stop Cormier from dropping them bombs. And you know, I didn't like the way Barnett moves his head out of the way when he gets hit. It looks like it hurts a lot more than it does. But he stayed on him. The spinning back fist didn't land, but it put Cormier in a great wrestling position.
Watch that, yeah, that tight circle right there that Cormier turns to put him on his back and put him against the cage at the same time. Very quick feet to do that, understanding how to turn the angles.
Yeah, and he went one more time to the moon. It was awesome. Yeah, it's like throwing a refrigerator.
And you notice where he locks his hands around the hips to control the hips. When your opponent can't get his hips out, tough time to stop a throw.
Well, Pat, besides the striking, I was most impressed at his ability to take down and then change position so quickly and be damaging him already.
Versatility, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at cage side, Steve Morrow sees about 49-46. Judges A. Bellardo and Susan Thomas Gitlin see it 50-45. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix Tournament Champion, Daniel Cormier.
He is the new Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix champion. When this tournament started, Daniel, you were not in the field of 8. You came in as a replacement for Alistair Overeem. You shocked the world by knocking out Antonio Bigfoot Silva. And tonight, you defeated one of the top heavyweights in MMA history in Josh Barnett. Daniel, can you please try to put into words what this moment means to you?
It means everything for me to beat somebody like Josh Barnett. I've lost a lot of people in my life, and this is for all of them. My daughter, Hayden, my dad, and my family, man. This means the world to me.
Daniel, you have been through a lot in your life, and you told us, though, that coming into this fight, you were in the best place mentally you've ever been with your fiancée, Selena. You've got the 2 children now, and now you have that belt around your waist. And what impressed all of us at Cage Side, and I'm sure the fans here tonight, forget about the wrestling, my man. You're a full-fledged mixed martial artist. Your striking is unbelievable.
You know, man, I owe that to my teammates. They're all right here. Cain Velasquez, Luke Rockhold, Mike Kyle. Those guys kick my ass every day, man. And that means I can go with anybody else in the world.
Daniel, talk about what this means now in terms of where you're at in the heavyweight division. You just won this tournament, and you did it in very impressive fashion.
That's not my job. I'll let that play out how it is. I want to focus on the fact that I just beat Josh Barnett. Yes. And this is something that a year ago I never thought I could do. So I appreciate Strikeforce, Showtime, Zuffa, and Josh Barnett for giving me this fight and giving me the opportunity to be one of the best heavyweights in the world. Thank you, guys.
He is now undefeated at 10-0. He is the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix champion, Daniel Cormier. We're going to try to get a few words in here with Josh, the War Master Barnett. Let's hear it for Josh Barnett as well, everyone. Went 5 tough rounds with Daniel Cormier. Josh, I know you're nursing the left arm. Can you tell us what you think happened?
I broke the ever-living crap out of my hand in the first round on Daniel's head. It's a good left hook. I could see it hurt him, but it hurt me a lot more. And it is killing me. But, you know, it's like the doctor come in between every round. He's like, hey, how's the eye? I'm like, fine. There was no way I was going to stop fighting. I was going to make him earn this. I knew it was every time I had a minute, any second, I could win this fight. And today, Daniel was better, and he's a great athlete, and I always knew he was going to be a hell of an opponent. And so if I get in there and throw down and draw blood with anybody and call him my brother, I'm glad it's Daniel.
Well, thank you very much, Josh. I hope it's not a serious injury. Congratulations on making it to the tournament, but tonight belongs to Daniel Cormier. San Jose, he's one of your own. Let's hear it for the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix champion out of American Kickboxing Academy, Daniel Cormier.
Well, Pat, you talk about